lumpy, Matt.
Oh, let's go back.
It's lumpy. We can't go back, mate. We've gone too far. Is this rough, Richard?
No, it's just a breeze. It's the autumn breeze just arriving.
Oh, don't say that. I don't like autumn.
Yeah, but the autumn, the water's warm. And at the moment, the fish is good. And it's warmer in the water. So, happy days.
Yeah, that's true. It is a good point to look at, actually. A lot better than winter. Matt's getting ready to go, and then me and Mish are going straight in. We going in here, Richard?
Yeah, I thought I'm going to take you, drop you on the foreign. You haven't been there for a little while. You can go and have a little grovel at the newty brinks and the crayfish.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
We do need a few scallops today. We got a barbecue on Friday, so we'll have to get a couple. Right, let's get our gear ready. Get in the water. Matt with a cannonball first.
Oh, I had to leave one this morning.
Oh, did you?
It was massive.
Okay.
There should be 2 down there in a bag.
They're mid-water in the Atlantic now.
Down past St Martin's Point.
Here we go to see if we get wet. He's going to try. Oh, only Mish. He only got Mish wet. We stayed dry this time, Richard. Right, let's get ready.
Yeah, let me just make sure I don't get him in the prop. The obligatory 2 dozen scallops.
Yeah.
You go to about 30 metres, you'll come to the anchor and then go out east, round the reef. 15 metres outside of that you should find the little wreck.
Oh well, we'll do our best.
Okay.
Okay, Mish?
Yeah, we're going to have a dual one.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1. He got his camera wet. Okay, clear.
Welcome back to Bailiwick of Guernsey Shipwrecks. This is JP Fallets, and we're going to go for a dive for some scallops. And you never know what else we're going to see. Visibility is still fairly good for this time of year. It's now the 10th of September, and although we got good vis on the bottom, we're starting to lose the sunlight from above. So it's starting to go a little bit dark greeny, sort of bluey colour. But don't worry, we can correct that with a few of the torches. Down to a good patch by the looks of it. Some nice scallops straight away. It is always good getting scallops straight away and dropping on them. Not that that shows a good sign if you're on the right area, but it weighs my bag down so it doesn't float up and try and catch my reel. Tide is the perfect speed to be carrying the dust ahead of us. So it's not good for viz. Oh, I know what that is straight away. That's a cannonball. I'm not going to take it today, but we'll just wait for this dust to clear and I'll show you. I'm not an expert in finding cannonballs, but I have seen enough to realise that this is a cannonball straight away. Not only is it look kind of rounded shape, but you can almost see like a rust through it. It's hard to see on the camera, but we'll try and lift it out. Because I know other divers like to find these. So I normally lift them, roll them upside down and leave them on the surface. Gives everyone else a chance to spot it. And there we go. You can see there's the black iron rust underneath. Loads of other shells bind in with it. As you can probably tell, there's quite a lot of current pulling us in the opposite direction. I should really tell you that we're heading down towards a large reef called Four Eye. And that's why we dive in the tide there. Look, it just clears it off nicely. Let's carry on. Force habit, but always kind of check what depth I was in Because someone else was saying, you know, I want a cannonball, and I'll say, yeah, it's about 27 metres in this location. So I know any second now we're going to hit up against the reef. Look at my line, pulling at almost 45 degrees. Yep, and there's the reef. Just see the bottom starting. Try and swimming to the left, because that's where Richard said he wants to see us. He wants us to find this shipwreck that's there. We need to find the anchor, which is on the outer side of it, which is the slightly deeper side. I don't think I've got a chance of swimming, to be honest. There's just too much tide. And to top it all off, I can feel my line is grinding or sort of running across the top of the reef. So really, we've only got one way to go. I can't swim right and I can't swim left. I'm going to have to shallow up and try and unhook it. This is not what we wanted. I don't want to be beaten, so I'm just going to carry on swimming to the right. Hopefully we go on the inside of the reef, which is slightly shallower. We'll see what happens. You don't know if you don't give it a go. Scallops there as well, look. Loads of scallops. Don't worry, Mish is on the right hand side of me. She'll pick them up on the way through. Trying to do 3 or 4 things here at the moment. A bit of a multitask. No good panicking, because there's no point panicking. So just trying to reel up my line, try and unhook it, and try and film at the same time whilst trying to stay alive. And that's where my line is stuck on the reef. There's no way I'm going to get it off. It's probably 3 or 4 metres above me. But I swam up and unhooked it, and it's caught again. So we're going to have to go up and do the same thing again. We're off now. Now it's just a matter of drifting down the outside of the reef, having a look at the sea life. Unfortunately, we've missed the big anchor, and I think we've missed a shipwreck as well. But we're going to be coming into a bit of a lee where the reef is going to protect us from the current. And this is where all the fish hide. When the tide's pushing hard, they're always behind the reef. Even saying that, there's some of them trying to swim up to us against the current. You can see how strong it is. Only got 9 minutes left already. It's a problem staying deep for long times. And also you can see my line towing me along. Let's just sit back and relax. Take it all in as we're getting drifted along. Can't believe how many porcod there is. Normally we see pelts, but I've only actually seen 1 pelt in the whole of this shoal. Not quite sure how big these things grow. Shame it didn't grow to the same size as an Atlantic cod. As you can see now, we're out the current. You can see the particles sort of swirling around and heading up. So it's actually manageable. The only issue is I've got my line back to the surface, the buoy, and that's trying to pull me backwards. It's a female cuckoo wrasse. I recognise this yellow bucket. I looked in here when I went out with Phil on that day, probably about a month and a half ago. 4 minutes left and we're at 27 metres. Don't think I've checked my air yet, but I'll have a check of that as well. Something's not right. It says I've still got a full tank. And I've been in the water for 14 minutes. Something's not right. I better quick check. Am I breathing my pony bottle? I've got two separate regs. One goes directly to my pony bottle, and this has got a bottom gauge on the top, which I wouldn't see if it's going down, and my primary first stage, which I've got in my mouth. So I better just stop and check that everything's okay, and I haven't put the wrong reg in my mouth. This would be the first time this has ever happened, but it's more than likely my contents gauge has just stopped or managed to get stuck. One bang on the hand, it should correct itself. I'm very confident I've got the right reg in my mouth. One, there's two different colours. I've got a red band on the one that's my normal primary, and my pony breathes a lot better than my first stage. First stage I've got in my mouth now is probably about 25 years old, and the other one's only about 2 years old. So one tap on the gauge and it went back down to 120 bar, so I'm happy again. Down to 3 minutes. It's dropping really quickly because now we're going slightly deeper, heading back down to 30 metres. We haven't got many scallops, so Richard won't be happy. We need to get our 2 dozen, so we're going to come out here onto the sand and have a little look around. We are always on the hunt for octopus because I'm yet to film one underwater. I've seen them, but I haven't filmed them, so no, I think we're going to have to head up. Getting low on air now. Try and get right up against the reef. So when we come up, we got something to look at. Quite a nice way of doing it. That's why reef diving's pretty good. You can carry on enjoying stuff as you're making your way up. It's not often you see that. The seagulls from underneath. Pretty funny. Kicking their legs. Oh, and here comes a scallop. So I take it Matt's back on the boat and he's sorting these scallops out because this is a small one. Heading back down to the bottom again. The shape of it actually helps it swim forwards, even though technically it's swimming backwards at the moment.
Doesn't look very much like 2 dozen to me.
Oh, it doesn't.
It looks a bit more like 2 scallops. There's one of them that are undersized. What are you doing down there? Just looking at the scenery?
They're just getting tangled up. There's a lot of tide there. On the corner there was. Around the back it's lovely.
In the anchor or you were?
No, it's in the yellow bucket of seagrass.
Oh, you're not damaging seagrass, are you?
No, I was on the way up. It is a good dive, but it's very, very tied up. Oh. Ah. You can say there's a lot of pelt down there.
And how was that for you?
Yes. Lovely wishes.
Yeah.
How far have we gone? Half a mile?
Yeah. Not quite as far as Matt.
No. Oh, I bet Matt was longer. Yeah, that. Oh, it's still good though.
Still good.
Seen the yellow bucket I seen last time, that's about as far as we got. Didn't get to the anchor.
Oh.
We had to go the wrong way, Richard. My line went up over the reef and I was like, I want to go that way, but I'm going to have to go that way this time. Oh well.
Any crayfish?
One.
How big?
No bigger than my thumb.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Longestine size.
Yeah. Wouldn't even do a Mary Rose, I reckon.
There you are. Okay, you'll be good.
Get close, eh?
Back in for number 2, less tide this time, and slightly shallow as you can tell. Sea temperature still 17.5, still actually really warm, which is nice. It's just when you get out of the water and you get that wind chill, it chills you right down. Especially when you dive with my suit, because my suit has got quite a large hole near the backside and it lets water in, which wets my butt and my crotch area. So look, the size of that, it's huge. That's a good sign. But this isn't a good sign where it drops off really deep, but we're probably going to go down there anyway. Ah, that's not too bad, I can see the bottom. Let's go down, Mish. Tide's really starting to rip again now. It's pulling us down between loads of reefs. But we found a little, I call them dead patches, but somewhere the current can get to us. It's going over the top. So we'll have a little look around here. Looks quite good-ish. Yeah, it's quite hard ground. But you will get scallops here. It's just a matter of trying to keep your eye out. There's an old jar. I thought it was a fish that was living in it, but it's just full of stones. There you go, another house back on the market. Quick renovation. Loads of bottles down here. Some have been down here forever, by the looks of the growth on them. Decisions. Do we go shallow or do we carry on where we are? The reason that these groove parts or these little valley bits were sometimes don't have any scallops in is because the divers are all funneled into the same area, and obviously if they're there, other divers are going to grab them. Is it going to be another diver we don't get our 2 dozen? Hope not. That's good, gauge is working. I was worried about that. My air's dropping, so it's definitely going down. Probably can't tell this, but we're actually heading up the side of a reef down towards Anfray. Still heading south, current still going south. There's a few baby red mullet around here digging holes. There was one just then, but it swam away too quick for me. Quite hard to convey what it's like diving in the current. It's actually really strong. Can you imagine really strong wind? Water is about 830 times denser than air, so it doesn't take much. Probably only pushing us a knot and a half, but that's enough. Makes you really tired in the end because you're trying to fight it all the time. Alternatively, do what every other diver does and just go with the tide. All too small around here. Good time for the future, just not for today. Make another house for the fish to go in. If it's down here, might as well do a function. Another house on the market. Doesn't take a genius to realise that we're starting to run out of sand. And yeah, you can sometimes be lucky and get a scallop on a rock once in a blue moon, but we're not going to find many around here. Need to get back off of these reefs and back onto the sand. But I am actually looking for octopus as well. This is it, this is better. I sense we're going to do a lot better here. Quite a big issue though. It's right at the end of our dive. What's that follow a Mish in the background? This chain here is one of the Yacht Club buoy markers. Don't want to get tangled around that. It's a dead Dover sole. Crab's eating it. I think I probably know what's happened here. A diver's gone to stab it, and they're very cunning at flipping themselves off of the spear or the knife. Can't really tell because it's in such a bad state. Can't see any knife wounds in its back, but the crabs are eating it now. Yep, I think someone probably did stab it and it swam away. It's a shame because that's a nice fish. Decent sized one as well. Right up in the shallows now, so the scallops we do find are probably big ones. Not a bad size. Plenty of spider crab around here as well, all covered in seaweed. They seem, all the crabs aren't out on the sand this year, they seem to be right up on all the reefs. On the very hard ground. Now we've passed that reef, we've probably got a mile of sand that's like this. This is where most of the divers go, basically through here. Very easy to spot, you can see them a mile away. Small ball of zombie crab. I think it's getting to the end of our dive. I'm starting to get low on air and low on time. Just check with Mish if she's happy. I think we've done our 2 dozen. It's going to be close, but I reckon, yeah, we've done 2 dozen each. It's a door-to-door service. And that's it this time of year. We only do 2 dives and then it's back home. You can see it's starting to get late already. Not only is it getting late, it's also starting to get dark. So if you like that, please put a thumbs up. Please comment, because I like chatting to you lot. And I'll catch you on the next tide.